Myself from a couple of years ago would have probably laughed at this scenario. What happened last night at the Oscars is probably the most memeable moment of the year. And it's happened in March, so it's really just downhill from here. From this point, the only thing that could probably get bigger is World War III. Other than that, I don't think we're going to have a bigger meme than Will Smith attacking, assaulting Chris Rock on the stage of the Oscars, and then him going on to win Best Actor of the Year. It is wacky stuff. Chris Rock really did do a stand-up job. I hold the highest praise for him. He's one of the GOATs of all time. We all know this. Will Smith may have just tarnished his career in a second. I can say that with absolute confidence. Not the biggest fan of him. Not that I'm the most important person to be a fan of anyone, but, you know, sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't, and I think Will Smith might have just lost it. Hey, NarendraTheComic here. Right now we're going to be talking about the Oscars last night, something which I completely forgot was on. I wasn't sure if it was this week, if it was next week. I remember the BAFTAs was last week or the week before, and there was a whole COVID problem there because a lot of people got COVID, and then there was a question as to whether these celebrities, these actors were going to show up at the Oscars because they would have had COVID, and you can't travel internationally if you have COVID, you know, but I'm sure a lot of these people got away with certain things. But none of this stuff really mattered because the big story coming out of it was Will Smith, aka Lil Bitch, doing Lil Bitch things. I have this saying, it's called LBS. I know some people would say that's pounds in like American terms, but I call it Lil Bitch syndrome, right? But I think I'm changing it now. It's not Lil Bitch syndrome. It's Will Bitch. Not Lil Bitch, Will Bitch. The guy is an absolute mess. I don't know exactly what has gone wrong with him. I feel the factors are just unlimited. There's so many things that have probably gone wrong in his life, his family life, his mental space, his physical space, which have screwed him up. But under almost no circumstances can you just assault someone on stage or anywhere. You can't be doing it. I think the only excuse you can have for actually getting into a fight with someone is if someone actually throws the first punch at you, or because someone's throwing the first punch at someone else and then you're like, I need to step in to try and fix this. And yes, that has happened on multiple occasions. But you never want to be the guy to throw the first punch because that person is generally the dickhead. And in this case, Will Smith is a dickhead. It's really simple stuff. Words do not equal physical violence. They are not the same at all. We live in a world where now these things are like, oh, you can't say words because otherwise there might be physical repercussions for these words and it's all so messed up. No, words are words, my guy. There is a saying, if you don't know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, Will Smith didn't get the memo. And apparently, words sting even more than getting jabbed to the face or, as Will Smith did, open-handedly slap Chris Rock around the face. Now, for me, seeing this, I thought to myself, wow, seeing it at 5 a.m. in the morning as it was happening, I really hope Chris Rock sues the shit out of Will Smith. Now, my immediate thought was, no, he's not going to do that because he's Chris Rock. He'll say, nah, I ain't doing that shit. But you know what? You should. And if the Academy doesn't support you in suing Will Smith, you should sue them as well for not having the right security on board at the right time to handle this situation before it occurred, right? That's a big thing here. The security should have done their job to avert this situation ever happening, but they didn't because they obviously had shit security. This was not a plant. This was not something that was meant to happen, but it did. It did happen, and now we are living with this situation where people can just openly go and assault people on stage for saying something they didn't like. Now, this leads to so many other problems. One, young kids seeing this, seeing Will Smith, maybe their favorite actor, Fresh Prince, in Aladdin, Independence Day, along with a lot of very bad movies as well. It has to be said, not everyone has a stellar career. Some people have blotches in their resume, and for most people it's just full of blotches, but at least he's had a successful career because now that's over. I really hope he has a black mark against him here because it's just shocking if he gets away with this. It doesn't make sense. You cannot just go and physically attack someone on stage. You can't do it. So there is the line of thought where children could take inspiration for something like this. Someone says something mean to them at school, and instead of telling a teacher, telling their friends, and then them going to deal with it without the need for physical violence, they'll just go straight to, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna go slap him in the face. I'm gonna kick him in the nuts. That's what's gonna happen to a lot of kids watching this saying, hey, If they say something mean to me, I can just go sock them, right? No, use your words first. Always use your words first. And I think in the case of comedians, this is just a nightmare scenario, especially if Chris Rock doesn't do anything. Like, just for the comedian's sake, and the comedian within him, he should forcibly be trying to do this, because what happens next time? A heckler does something stupid, the comedian calls him out for it, and the heckler gets on stage and bloody assaults the comedian. People say, oh, there's no war on comedy, there's no war on words, people can say what they want, they just have to understand that there are repercussions for the words. There shouldn't be physical repercussion for words in almost any case. So I don't know what people are talking about, saying, oh no, comedy's all good, you just need to know where the line is. No, my guys. Comedy is a shit show right now. If Chris Rock can be done in like that on live television by a random ass person from the crowd. Yes, random ass is Will Smith. He's just a human being. Don't put him on some type of fucking pedestal. He's a thug. That's literally what he is. Chris Rock, legend. Will Smith, thug. A little bitch. Will bitch. And I feel finally most people are going to see Will Smith for the person he is, and that is a weak-minded. He's very weak-minded, strong-willed, because he is very strong-willed. He went and did it even though he shouldn't have done it. Cuck. Now figure that one out. Weak-minded, strong-willed cuck. It's a long one. There's a lot of analysis to be done there, but I really feel those things really describe him in the best way possible, because when you look at this and you break down the physicality of what actually happened, Will laughed at the joke that Chris made. He was laughing. Then he saw Jada, his wife, or allegedly wife, I don't know how open relationships work like this, and clearly there are problems in any relationship, but I feel like an open relationship would cause inherently more problems, because one of the biggest sins is jealousy, and, well, you're inherently going to get jealous to some degree with someone else banging your wife, or someone else banging your husband, whatever it might be. But Will Smith was laughing at the joke. That's what happened. And then he saw his wife, and he stopped laughing, and he got on stage and slapped him. Now, that says to me two things. One, he's a hypocrite. Everyone's a hypocrite. It's not unique to any particular person. It's just life, and that's how it is. So I'm not holding the hypocrite card against him, because everyone does it, right? But the fact he laughed and then went on stage and talked about love and God and acceptance and all this random shit, and then not really acknowledging what he'd just done by not apologizing to Chris Rock, but by apologizing to the Academy and to the nominees and the actors, I mean, it was weak as fuck. And I have absolutely zero respect for you. There are already people I have on my list who I will not see a movie of. I think you may have almost got on that list. I don't think it's enough, you know, but it's almost there. You can't assault someone on stage and just get off scot-free. It's a terrible look. It's like Jesse Smollett, as Dave Chappelle would say. It's insane. You can't just get away with crimes out in the open that everyone's seen. How does that work? How, Sway? How? And the truth is, to some degree, I understand why Will Smith did what he did, all right? He doesn't have any power in his relationship, and his wife has all the power. If this was the other way around, this would be one of the most maligned relationships in Hollywood. But because Jada Pinkett Smith has all the power, and Will Smith has been absolutely ripped apart mentally for the last 20 years in that relationship, supposedly, allegedly, it's all okay, you know, because he's the one being destroyed. But I do feel that he went up there to be chivalrous to some degree, maybe, or just to be a cuck. But, you know, fists, they don't always work out. And in this case, the words won. And that was Chris Rock. Imagine if Will Smith had actually walked up there, taken the mic and said, it's not funny to joke about autoimmune diseases like alopecia. People go through it every day, and it's something really hard to deal with, and I love my wife more than anything. I mean, the respect he would have gained for that would have been immeasurable. Instead, he's a meme, and a very bad one at that. A good one, but a bad one. Not one you want to be. The mad thing is, the joke itself was super tame. It was a joke about hair loss. I'll say my own story here. When I was 18, 19, 20, I had a lot of shit going on in my life. I was messed up in here. I was messed up in here. It wasn't going right for me. A lot of different reasons. Mainly one, death fucks people up. It really does. Point being, I started losing my hair. I found out I have hereditary male pattern baldness. Now, you wouldn't tell because of these amazing locks right now, but I was losing a lot of hair, and it was a real thing. And you know what? I looked at it and said, hey, I'll do what I can to fix it if I can. If I can't, I can't, and just accept it. But the fact that this is the case and this 50-plus-year-old woman is struggling with this is really shocking to me. Like, if that joke had come and Chris Rock had thrown that joke at a 25-year-old, a 30-year-old, I can see why that would be very, very damaging, right? But this is a fully grown, fully mature, sleeping with like 21-year-olds, fully mature, adult, 50-plus-year-old woman, having problems with the fact she openly comes out and talks about the issues she has with her hair and alopecia. I think, generally, diseases, bad ones, should not be talked about. Because it is very hard to make a good joke about cancer, I'll tell you. It's impossible. I would not think of doing something as stupid as that. But alopecia is not on the level of cancer. It's not on the level of losing a child through a miscarriage. It's not like going blind. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you're going through that, Jada Pinkett Smith. I really am. But take the damn joke, because it wasn't that bad. And just move on. Like, if there were genuine problems going on with yourself, your family, I mean, apparently there are. I don't know the intricacies of the problems with the Smith family. All I do know is it seems like it's fucking dismantling by the minute. Don't quote me on that, because I might be wrong, but hey, it seems like a mess. And also, I'm not including any video or audio from what happened, because knowing YouTube, they're going to strike down people who talk about this stuff in a negative way. Because, hey, whoa, people attacking each other on stage. Who would have thought that's a bad thing? But then they're going to keep the news articles and the news videos up there because that's information spreading and good stuff, and they're going to take away people's opinions. Chris Rock is one of the best comedians of all time. I think almost anyone who is a comedy fan would say that. He's not vulgar often. He really puts forward interesting takes and good jokes that most people, if not everyone, can laugh at. That's just how good a comedian he is. But the fact that he held himself back from saying something super duper heavy after Will had done what he'd done is amazing. He had it on his tongue. He was gonna spit some demon juice. That is what was gonna happen. But he actively said, nah, I'm not gonna do it right now. That's not good for anyone. I will hold back, all right? I'll do it. I'll bite the bullet here and I'll deal with this later if it ever gets dealt with. But the reactions in the crowd were amazing. I saw this image of Nicole Kidman and it absolutely killed me. I was almost rolling on the floor. Lupita Nyong'o as well held it together very, very well. You know, if I was there, my face would have been like, what's going on? Is this really happening right now? And then Will Smith coming and sitting back down and throwing F-bombs on live television. If it was me, I would not have given him the award on stage. That's just me. Everyone's different. I would have escorted him out the building, saying you can get your award in a private room if you end up winning. And they already probably knew he was going to win, which is why they didn't escort him out in the first place and kick him out of the event. I think that's bad. I think that's wrong. And I think the fact that they know that they knew and they had to keep him in there because he was going to win the award, I think that speaks to everything you need to know about these events and award shows more than anything else. But yeah, Chris Rock, legend. Will Smith, Will Bitch, not a legend. Not great, and he may have just destroyed his career in one night after picking up the biggest accolade in world acting. So you can't have it all. And in this case, Will, he had the yin and the yang. He had the positive and negative, the North and South Pole, all going on at the same time. Actually, maybe North and North would have been a better one there because they repel each other, they don't attract. And I think he was really in a bad headspace. He's used a lot of drugs over the years. He said that, and I think sometimes people just tick over a bit too much and they're in a bad mental space. They're not where they want to be with their lives. Their relationships are falling apart, whether that be friends, family, partners, whatever it is. And I'm sorry to this man, as Keke Palmer would say, but at the end of the day, you did do something that is a crime. And privilege is privilege. I've said before, the only privilege in the world that I can see is money. It really helps you get out of anything. And in this case, him being rich and famous may have just saved him from jail. I have to say this as well. If that was Ricky Gervais on stage and he said that joke, mind you, Ricky Gervais says jokes 100 times worse than that in terms of offensiveness. Do you think Will Smith would have got on stage and done anything? No. He would have sat down, his dick between his legs, and just sat there like a little mouse. Because Ricky Gervais is bigger than Will Smith. But with this one, he thought, no, I'm bigger than Chris Rock. You're not, by the way. You're not in any way bigger than Chris Rock. I guess maybe physically. You might physically be bigger than Chris Rock, like that. But in terms of your cultural awareness and your cultural legacy, Chris Rock will be remembered far more than Will Smith or Will Bitch. And Chris Rock is a bigger man than me, because if that was me on stage, one, I probably would have swung back. Two, if I hadn't swung back, I would have let rip with my words, said something along the lines of, I hope you win. Will, I hope you win. Because it will be the last award you take home for a very long time. So you better enjoy it, because your bitch ass is gonna be going to jail, my friend. So do enjoy the night, because tomorrow you're gonna be in handcuffs. That's what I would have said. That's what I would have said. I would have said something like that, because I'm a dick. But, you know, Chris Rock, a bit more classy than me, I guess. That was the night. It's been a wild, wild 15 hours, 10 hours, and I suppose the meme of the year goes to Chris Rock and Will Smith. So yeah, it's done. It's finished. The year might as well stop now. Great. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell the channel down there if you didn't. Chris Rock gonna come after you, alright? He might seem like he doesn't have the venom, the zip, but I'll tell you, that man, he could have done so much more damage. He could have done undoable damage to that family. I mean, there were jokes I've been seeing online. He could have ended them, and he chose not to. So big up, extra big up to Chris Rock for having the balls to not go down the road, because that right there, that's a big man. That's a big man. And there's Will Smith over there, very small, getting too big for his boots. You don't want Chris Rock coming after you. You really don't, so just subscribe anyway. So with an I've been NarendraTheComic, you've been ground. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 1,000 days now. We ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe, pop back again somewhere over some more quality shitty content. So hashtag never not here, just how it goes. Also bring the bakwas. Bakwas means nonsense in Punjabi. We also bring that, bring a lot, bring a little, do a lot, but we do indeed bring the quality shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow, more of the same, slightly different, but essentially the very same. Once more, see you then. Skadoosh.
I got you! I got you! Take that, you freaking psycho! I got you!